Hello everyone, I'm Chris Mazzillo, Asimofferson, and this is a game review of Dead Space 3. Long ago, back when the new SimCity was having giant issues, EA decided to give out free games for everyone. One of these, other than being a better SimCity game, was Dead Space 3! Isaac has been living a fun life since Dead Space 2. His new girlfriend Ellie left him, and then... yeah. So, the story... where is she? That's it, pretty much. Other than the marker homeworld, but shh. Now, Isaac is just a normal guy like you and me. He always misses the train.
Damn it. No trains.
He has a hard time crossing roads.
Oops.
He's someone we can all relate to. However, there's a moment when you realise that he's not so average, being when he finally gets a spacesuit. I have difficulty getting dressed normally, let alone while I'm being sucked out of a spaceship into bloody space. The game instantly starts you off with a new mechanic for the game. Cover-based shooting! Hooray! I love cover-based shooting. It was my favourite part of Dead Space 1 and 2. Boy, howdy am I glad. I'm not really glad. Since the last games, they've limited the weapons a bit. Instead of having 4 weapons, you now only have 2, which will share a common ammo. However, you can customize your weapons, so they're essentially 2 guns in 1 all the time. However, there's no longer any alternate fire, so it's just basically 2 weapons. This does open the game up to some crazy weapon combinations. The use of different tips allows you to change how the weapon functions, but after a fairly early point in the game, you rarely find yourself changing weapons that much, as what you've got gets the job done. More or less. You'll quickly notice that not only have all the monsters been reskinned for your pleasure, the level design has changed. How? Ladders. You could say there's now an arse load of ladders. Get it? Because butts? But the new monster designs are pretty interesting, as they look a lot older, which really works with the setting, and oh my god, that guy just burst into 3 spines. Ah! Ah! What even is that? Another thing to note is just how buggy the monsters AI seems to be. Yeah, good one. There are even some monsters who are literally just glitchy fucks. They actually seem like broken code, where they were designed to move too quickly, so they just glitch from location to location. What is this even? The only times the game ever gets very difficult is when you're being attacked by a horde of monsters. It's never a legit challenge. They basically thought, yeah, so we're gonna spawn about 20 dudes everywhere all at once, then a second wave at the exact same time, where they all just run straight up to you, and seeing as the close quarters combat is shit, you just get completely destroyed when there's just too much in your face to even move. Other than that, you're always so decked out with health and ammo that you can just tank your way through everything. Although another challenging part would be the hacking minigames, because where would a game be these days without some form of pointless hacking minigame? The main problem is that it never really tells you what the controls are or what you're doing. How do I move this? Or, for example, this one, where I'm rotating pieces. I am literally trying every button and motion on the mouse, but they won't go together, because apparently it's spacebar to push them together, because that was clear on the screen. While I praise the game greatly for having the entire game interface actually built into the world and system, and everything is done in engine, sometimes the lack of clear controls can be mind-blowing, such as trying to figure out how to change my objective marker to an optional quest, so I don't waste more of my life aimlessly flying in space. There are optional side missions, and even co-op missions that are included in order to flesh the game out a bit. Although you can't actually get everything unless you play with a friend, and seeing as I have none, I couldn't get. The game does have moments of great lighting, such as when you realise his mask lights are glowing onto the wall, or when you look into the sun. Oh god, my eyes! My eyes! The game mostly functions as large set pieces, where the semi-interesting bits happen, connected by corridors where all the bland bits happen. But it's towards the end that you notice the soundtrack basically sounds like someone dropped a music shop down the stairs. Just hit every instrument all at once. It's a good action game if you want a really big cinematic experience that can get pretty gosh darn intense at times. Although with tacked on co-op and side missions to increase the game length, and sometimes balls to the walls difficulty that's just unfair and makes you end up feeling less legitimately challenged than just broken game mechanics, the biggest issue I had with this was the ending. The ending was great until the very, very ending. Because, you know, they couldn't just let it end on this really well earned and good ending which you feel like you'd earned and all paid off well. Nope. Gotta make sure there's a sequel now, can't we? Hey there everyone, it's the guy you just watched for roughly 6 minutes. If you liked the video, why not leave a like? Or if not, leave a comment telling me how I can improve myself as a person. Preferably less swearing and less lol fag. Feel free to subscribe or leave suggestions for any video games, or your thoughts on the video game. And whilst you're here, you may as well check out some of those other 2 videos that are on the page. One's a Team Fortress 2 review I made of some time, and the other is an anime review of another crazy anime on my other channel. So, yeah. Toodaloo. Long ago, back... The game instantly starts you off with a new screensaver. This does open the game. Sometimes the lack of clear here, you'll quickly notice that not only have all the monsters been you could say that they actually seem like broken code. Oh my god.